Welcome, Pastor Zach Corder. I'm very happy for having a conversation with you. You just arrived at San Mark Lutheran Church in Salem,
Yeah,
so this is an introduction. Welcome.
thank you. Yeah, good to
Yes,
see you.
yes. Pastor Zach, where were you before coming to Salem to San Mark
Yeah,
Lutheran Church?
yeah, big question for me and my family. We had been in Europe as ELCA missionaries for the past almost 10 years. Had spent 7 years in Budapest, Hungary, and the last 2.5 years in Munich, Germany.
Mhm.
Um, and so this is a big change for us, but we're very excited to be here now in Salem and call Salem home.
Yes, we are very happy to have you in the Oregon Synod and now a pastor at San Mark Lutheran Church. What moved you to accept this call from San Mark Lutheran Church?
Yeah, well, the impetus to move back to the United States was for my spouse's work, the Reverend Rachel Eskison,
Mhm.
who's the area desk director for Europe, as a call to the national church, and they were bringing these directors back to the United States, and so we were looking for a place to call home for us, and we had so many colleagues that we know who are pastors serving here in the Oregon Synod, and it was that kind of really attracted us. We see, okay, these people, we really respect their ministries and they're wonderful professionals, and they're choosing to be a part of the synod, and so that was kind of a big draw for us. And then getting to know a place like St. Mark Lutheran here in Salem, they're a church that's so interested in being involved in their community and really helping out their neighbors, people that are 4 feet out the door, and then also further down the street. And seeing that was is inspiring, and seeing that they're deeply involved and committed in that work already. And it's a great, healthy place to come in and offer some leadership and gifts for the future.
Is there some particular area in the locality about like that type of engagement, that something that you have seen uh, the
Yeah,
first weeks that you
there's
arrive, or?
a couple of things. There's a lot of intentionality about working with some houseless folks that are in the Salem area, and trying to understand the best way that they can be supportive for some of those acute needs, but then also understanding that, like, structurally things are broken in the community, and how to address some of those things. And so supporting different nonprofits that are working on that, but then also making sure that people that are coming in and out of the church are empowered to help folks that need things in the moment, in good and safe ways for everybody. And then another piece I would say is it's a congregation that's really encourages education as a part of
Mhm, mhm.
one's spiritual growth. And next month they should be opening up, as a host to a new daycare and preschool program.
Wow.
And just to give like a little image of how thoughtful they are in how they want to be involved in the community. Not only will they have some scholarships for folks to access the daycare they wouldn't be able to pay otherwise, they're also making sure that they're going to build up to having a 24/7 availability, not just for preschoolers, but also for infants, as
Mhm.
a way to give families who work like swing shifts or even in the middle of the night, and especially first responders and things like that, a place where their kids can be cared for, again, in response to the larger needs of the Salem community. And so they see these things and they're working on them, and it's, I think, it says a lot about their understanding of how they're called to live out their Christian life.
That's beautiful. There are many congregations who are like in their space, they are working and engaging through childcare and preschool, some of them. I'm glad that St. Mark Lutheran Church also using the space, their commitment, their engagement with the community through that type of effort. That's wonderful. And I heard that you are expecting a baby, a new
Yes.
baby. So you're gonna be a new papa.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
and your wife, Rachel, of course. Yes, both.
Yeah.
You are like in a beautiful season expecting a new baby. So,
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. We're expecting this new baby in the second week of October, which actually means making it out to the bishop's convocation isn't going to be possible, which of course is,
oh,
we're disappointed not to be able to meet all of our wonderful colleagues and the leadership in the synod. Um, and it is like a very exciting time for us. And the community here is really excited. And we also have a 5-year-old who just started at the elementary school, or yeah, the elementary school where she's in kindergarten. And it is just like a really exciting time for our family as it grows in this new place.
yes, sharing time with your family in this season of expecting a new baby. We totally understand that you cannot be at the bishop's convocation, but also accompanying you and the call committee. Just from my knowledge, you are a person who wants to collaborate, work with other pastors in the synod. So that there's no doubt about your commitment to be at the bishop's convocation. But now you need to prepare for being a dad, right? So that's wonderful. Our prayers for you on this new life, how
Yeah,
you're
thank
making
you.
room for new life, you and Rachel, you all, and also your child, right? All of
Yeah.
you are making room. um I would like to how to say this, I would like to hear from you or ask you two things. The first one will be, what would you like to see more? It could be in around the congregation. It could be statewide in the Oregon Synod. So
Mhm.
you can choose focusing in locality or statewide. And the second is like will be like asking you a blessing for the leaders, for all the leaders that are working together in this wild web of relationship that Bishop Lori has been pointing out to all of us in the horizon of the how we walk together.
Yeah.
So first, what would you like to see?
Yeah. Great question. I think one of the things I would like to see, and one of the things I'm always working on myself, is um, empowering people to name and claim the reason they're so involved in the ministries they're already taking a part of. So many ministries happening here at St. Mark, and I know in the congregations where my other colleagues serve, and some of them have been happening, I think, for so long it's almost like a muscle memory for people, and which is wonderful. And sometimes the flip side of that is the losing the connection with what is empowering us to do that. And I think helping people articulate the specific things about their faith and our beliefs as followers of Jesus, and why we are then, and how we understand this being sent into the community or just down the sidewalk, wherever it is, to show that love, show that compassion, and also be ready to be transformed by the people and the places that we meet, knowing that it's kind of this very dynamic relational piece. I think is one
Love
thing.
it.
And the other thing I'll say is that I've also been told that there's a season for advocacy, where many pastors, but then also different faith groups come to Salem for meeting with government folks and doing some lobbying and things, and just that you're so welcome, and we're so excited for that when that happens.
Excellent.
It'll be very wonderful time and season for us to host you all and those ministries that we care passionately about, and the ways we want to be politically active, to share our faith and God's justice for our neighbors.
Yes, uplifting the voices, right, from different parts of the state, and having you the address in Salem that you can welcome, support. The building is beautiful. The church is, so it has a lot of opportunities for people to ask how they can see opportunity working with you when they want to go to a hearing or advocate. That's wonderful to hear from you, Pastor Zach. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And a blessing from that
Yeah.
you would like to share and send to all leaders in the Oregon Synod. What would you, and
Yeah.
the people who walk together, let's say that, because sometimes Oregon Synod appear like this, but we say the people who are walking together, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no, I love that, the walking and the accompaniment of one another. The blessing I would like to share with you all is a blessing of your time. As Juan Carlos pointed out, we're expecting another kid in just a few weeks, starting a new call, moving to a new place, right? And then it's the season going into fall, so the summer's over. And so if you're like me, time is sometimes there just doesn't feel like there's enough time. And the blessing is that I want you to know, and as I remind myself, that the time that you have to give is so meaningful. And even if it doesn't feel like enough, to know that what you are doing in the spaces and places that you are, and the energy that you are putting in is holy, and it is blessed. And just to remind you of that, as I imagine it can be a very busy season of life in the parish, and maybe even beyond that for some of you, as it is for me.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome, Pastor
Thank you.
Zach Cortez. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Juan Carlos.
Bye bye.